Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Tonight, I just wanna take you high. Throw your hands up in the sky.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist you? Mamma mia, does it show again? My, just how much I missed you.
Baby, gonna scream, scream with me. Moments like this never end. So let me set the scene. It's 2 in the afternoon and 34 degrees. The Queensland harsh summer heat had me sweating buckets up and down my street. Life's for my own to live my way. Life's for my own to live my way.
It'll all make sense in the end, I promise. Just stick with it. This is episode 137, Ego and Vice.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Born and raised in South Bay, lower class punk ass, I was Northwood grade. I had it made. Spent my nights drinking with my mates. Just a short bus ride up to PA. Red River Red. Then I hit the wall and I knew I had to bounce. They still say that 19 years ago. Well, I got the hell out. From time to time, you may see me hanging around. Now I feel like a stranger in this town. Crocs and rolls is where I learned to play. Westwood Tavern's where I learned to walk.
Hey, this is Mike. This is Ego and Vice, episode 137. Thank you so much for coming back. It's great to have you, as always. Super hot out, right? Like, what's going on? I won't get into the politics of it, but man, it's hot. It's real hot. Be careful out there. Stay hydrated, as they say. I drink a lot of coffee. I think it's still liquid. Probably not good in the heat, but, you know, I'm still here. I'm making it, so I hope you are too. What's going on? The new GOAT record is going to be out. It's dropping June 27th. That's in, like, next week. Wow, shit. Yeah, I've been working on this record for about 3 years, 4 years, who knows. Just been plugging away at it. There was no real urgency for it, so I figured I'd, take my time. I wanted to release it in December, but then it's like letting your captive birds, you're opening the door and letting them fly away. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to watch them fly away at these songs, so now I just want it out of there so I can kind of move on with my life. So I put it out, and you're all going to get to hear it. So, yeah, just follow GOAT. Go to Spotify. Hope you like it. It's a bit of a labor of love, and it's also a bit of pain in my ass. So enjoy that both ways. Today on the podcast, I have an awesome punk rock band based out of Ottawa. They are called Passenger Princess. Gaining a lot of traction, a lot of buzz in town. They've only been around for a short time, but wow, success is what's happening for sure. And they're really making a name for themselves. Vic, Grace, Corey, and Kaidan came down to Southwood Studio. We had a great conversation. We learned everything about Passenger Princess. We play some songs, play some games, and we had a good time. Had some laughs. And that's what it's all about on a hot summer day, I think. Anyway, I'm going to play a song by Passenger Princess. It's one of my favorites that they play. It's called Parking Ticket. Then we're going to come back with the band. Passenger Princess, Parking Ticket, Ego and Vice.
There he is down the street, the fucker in his striped car. How does it feel making a living as a thief? I'm of the state and all you do is cross creep. Oh, you should spend your life locked up behind bars. And I'm not too pussy to say it to you. I'm coming up to you and spitting in your face, yeah. I'm coming up to you and spitting in your face. I'm not too pussy, spitting in your face. I was 2 minutes late, this fucker dinged me. 2 minutes late, well I hope he has a field day. Goes home and buys himself a nice big steak. A nice big steak with my hard-earned pay. I got a parking ticket. I got a parking ticket right down the street. Got a parking ticket. I got a parking ticket, they got me beat. Got a parking ticket. I got a parking ticket and I'm not gonna pay it. Take my money and run. Take my money and run. I'm not gonna sit and watch like you do. You dirty hawks, you wanna be cops. I got no patience left, I got no money left. Got no patience left, I got no money left. Got no patience left, got no money left. To find your job, got a parking ticket. I got a parking ticket right down the street. Got a parking ticket. I got a parking ticket, they got me beat. Got a parking ticket. I got a parking ticket right down the street. Got a parking ticket. I got a parking ticket and I'm not gonna pay. Get a real job.
Hey, we're back. This is Ego and Vice. This is episode 137. As promised in the intro, I am sitting here with 4 members of the local band Passenger Princess. I'm sitting here with Corey, Kaidan, Grace, and Vic. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
It's great that
Good.
oh, everyone's still saying hello. Okay.
Hello, hello.
I don't mean to cut off hellos by any means. I'm glad that you came out. I heard OC Transpo sucks, and I heard some buzz around Passenger Princess. I'm going to get to all that. But first of all, let's go around the circle, introduce yourself, what you do in the band, and my question for the week is, in your own opinion, what is the most influential punk band out there? Starting with...
Oh man. My name is Vic. I play the bass. The most influential punk band. There's so many like old ones to choose from. Can you come back to me for this one?
You have to say pass.
Okay, I'll pass.
There you go.
Okay. My name is Grace, and I sing in the band. This is maybe not necessarily the most influential punk band ever, which is your question. So I'm not going to answer it very accurately. But to me, I love the Replacements, and they actually influenced so many bands, and they don't get enough credit for it. So I'm trying to right that wrong.
That's cool. I accept that answer. Absolutely.
My name's Kaidan. I play guitar. And kind of a basic answer, but for most important punk band, I'd probably go with the Ramones. But most important current punk band, I would say the Chats.
Chats.
Legendary.
My name's Corey. I play the drums, and my answer got stolen by Kaidan. So I was going to say the Ramones, but I will say
Think fast.
the Misfits instead, because like you see it everywhere.
The original Misfits or the 1994 remade kind of Misfits?
There is a right answer.
Is the 94 one the Michael Graves one?
It is.
Okay, then Danzig.
All right, there you go. Almost had to throw him out already.
Exactly.
Anyway, so thank you so much for coming. I really wanted to have you on. I'm really happy that you're here. Let's talk about Passenger Princess. Now, as far as I could go back, I try and do some research on local bands, but it's hard to find. You know,
Yeah.
With social media, you have a bunch of different things you can find, but it's not like there's extensive bios and stuff like that. So that's why Ego and Vice exists, for your fans, for people who don't know who you are, to tell your story. So why don't we start at the beginning? Who wants to start at the beginning?
Well, it started off with me and Kaidan because we started working at a restaurant that's closed down now called Christie's back in like 2016, I think it was. And like I told him, I saw him wearing a Metallica shirt or something, and I realized that he played guitar. And then I told him I play drums, and it was always like, oh, we got to get together, like let's jam. And then I think it was like until after COVID we started.
Yeah, I think it was 2021 we started. Had to convince my parents to let Corey bring his drum kit over. And yeah, then we just started. It was just me and him for a while. I think couple months it was just me and him. We wrote a few songs together.
Have you ever seen that commercial? I don't know. It's like a meme, or it's like maybe I even saw it when I was watching the hockey game the other night with the two metalheads that meet in the convenience store where they're just buying beer and they turn and look at each other and they're both, one's wearing like Iron Maiden shirt and one's wearing like a Quiet Riot shirt, and they just stare in each other's eyes and they go off in this dream sequence where they're like having a picnic together.
It was such a meet cute for them.
That's just average trip to Beer King.
Okay.
Imagine that, but if we were both in a dish pit at a restaurant.
Yeah.
The dish pit. That's
Bacon
cool.
bits flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Scrambled egg.
Okay. So you got the two piece together. What influenced like the first bit of writing? Was it just cover stuff you were doing, or did you actually have some songs that you wanted to work out? Or
I mean, for Passenger Princess, I don't think it was covers at all. Like we maybe like jam Misfits together, but it was mostly like the same thing with like our writing process. We you get a riff and then I just put drums over it, and we just kind of go from there.
Yeah, I think like the very first practice we tried playing Seek and Destroy by Metallica, and it didn't go too well. So we just started writing our own songs because that was easier.
it's usually the best way to go about it. You know, I find, like I've said this before, I hate playing covers just because I think I like just butcher them. They just never sound right in my mind. So I just write my own songs because, you know, I do those really well.
I also find it just way easier to play complicated stuff that I've written than to try and learn something complicated that someone else has written.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or unless you're completely changing the cover and making it your own.
Yeah.
If you're just doing it the exact same way that it's been performed, it can kind of be a little bit, I don't know,
I guess
uneventful.
so. If you love the song, I guess you could do that. But if you have that kind of creativity, why not just put it into your own thing? You know, what
Put
I
it
mean?
in a blender.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
but it's a good guide, I guess. So how long were you a two-piece, and when did everybody else start
Kaidan, you take this.
moving in?
So yeah, we were two-piece for probably a few months, and then we invited our original bass player to come jam with us, and then it was the three of us for a few months, and then she knew Grace, and then Grace came and started jamming with us, and then that's kind of when like the band actually formed.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work out with our original bass player, so then
We got Vic.
in the winter this year we got Vic, so that's how we are here now.
Cool. And how was the experience of joining up with these two guys?
Okay. Honestly, really scary. Not that they're like terrifying. They're super sweet guys. They're
Grace is just
lovely.
shitting herself.
I just showed up and I was like, oh my God. It's actually not to do anything with their personalities. I had never sung punk before or anything loud or abrasive. I was in choir my whole high school experience, and even growing up I took singing lessons, and like it would be covers of Ella Fitzgerald or Ed Sheeran. And so then when my friend said you should come jam with us, I was like, what? Like, I just sing, that doesn't mean I can sing punk, you know. But anyways, the first couple of practices I was really shy. I wasn't singing. I was kind of just like humming along. They were super nice about it. And then once I broke out of that fear that you can't sing punk, it's too out of your range, out of your wheelhouse, then it got really easy and really fun, and we also just vibed super well together.
Yeah, well, man, punk rock, that's what it does, right? It breaks you out of your shell a bit. Some of the influences or some of the people that you said that you used to sing, like Ella Fitzgerald, Ed Sheeran, like they're all controlled really, I guess I'll call them really great singers. How was it?
Technical ability is really good.
Was that hard to break out of, or did you just like grip it and rip it and there?
Yeah, it was hard to break out of. Yeah, because at first I was
You were
like,
trying to sing them.
yeah, and then I realized you can't really sing. Like, okay, I was gonna say the Misfits, but Glenn Danzig has a beautiful Elvis voice, so that's a bit of a different comparison. But like even in some of their songs, like he lets loose, you know, because we really started off doing Misfits. We might come back to this later, but our first show in air quotes was in my basement for a Halloween party that I was hosting, and we just did Misfits songs. the
See,
whole time.
my answer, Misfits.
There you go.
It's all come together.
It all comes back to that. But yeah, no, so it was kind of, I was trying to sing, and then I realized you can't really, it's a different kind of singing completely.
For sure. I find in punk, just because you scream it or yell it or however, there's still a lot of control and there's still a lot of melody in punk too.
For sure.
That just because you don't, well, I guess you just scream your head off, but you know what I mean? There's a lot of room for musicality and melody and technique.
And some of my favorite,
but it's also really fun because you don't have to be so controlled, you know?
Yeah, you're letting loose. And yeah, some of my favorite Passenger Princess songs are the ones where we do have a lot of melody in them. Like Arson Girl comes to mind, you know, like I really like the chorus in that one because I find it is very, it's very melodic. It flows a lot. There's, you know, it's not just one note, which is nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, like Switchblade 2, even though it's a little screamier, there's a lot of melody.
True.
Okay. And Vic, apparently you don't play bass, you just swing from the rafters. That's what's going on there.
I swing from the rafters like a bat. I'm kind of like a gargoyle, I guess. No,
an abiding gargoyle.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, joining was like really, I don't know. It felt a little daunting at first because I showed up not really knowing the songs because I like learn by playing and like by ear. So it was like before the jam it was really, really daunting, but then kind of like as time went on it was a lot more comfortable because like we all get along very well. And I've been in bands since late 2021, so I've kind of been around, and I don't know, it was just very easy to kind of like get in there and then learn the songs.
Sure.
Obviously like as time went on, but
right. And you know, I think if you love what you're doing too and you really want something to work, you'll make it work. You'll find a way to work.
Yeah.
And if you're working with cool people, that makes it that much easier, right? If the environment's right, you know, just loosen up and just not be afraid to play something and just like, I'll try this and who knows, maybe it'll be good, right? So.
Yeah.
When it's a good fit, you just get really lucky.
Yeah, chemistry in a band, in any type of band, punk, rock, anything, is super, super important. If you don't have chemistry, then you don't really have much. Just like your band, especially a punk band, is only as good as their drummer.
Well,
Thank you.
in that case,
It's true.
We're awesome.
I argue I'm honestly not good, but
Corey,
a lot of people
respectfully shut up.
Okay.
everyone else disagrees with you objectively.
Yeah, so you're wrong.
Yeah, you're solid. You're a good drummer.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was what I noticed first when I listened to the Sneak EP that was sent to me that I didn't hear all of. I mean, that doesn't exist yet, or I guess it does exist. Anyway, before we get to that, OC Transpo sucks. I found a quote that says the most influential Ottawa's #1 anti-bus punk rock. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah, that's just
Corey.
it's just something that I made up because we tried applying for Blues Fest and we needed a Facebook page.
Oh.
And then I think our Instagram was like just some friends making punk rock or something. And I'm like, no, that's way too basic. It needs to be something special. So I'm just going to Instagram right now. Yeah, Ottawa's #1 anti-bus punk rock. Because
Okay,
like,
there we go.
I don't know, we put OC Transpo out as like our first single, and like don't want to try to corner a market or anything, but nobody else is screaming about Ottawa's shitty public transit system.
Fair enough.
So we
Yeah.
might as well do it.
Well, it's one thing to write a protest song about like a public service that's not working. It's another thing to like specifically target your municipal government, which is great.
In some way, go ahead.
Sorry,
go ahead.
because OC Transpo is like known for just like not being reliable and continuously like jacking up the prices for continuously unreliable service, which
$3.85.
Yeah,
Just
that's too much.
Ridiculous.
Well, it's a great punk song, and it's direct
Thank
to the
you.
point, and it's like, you know, you're sticking it to the man, I guess, as they say, or fight the power.
Exactly.
I have a friend who used to work at OC Transpo.
Oh,
and
sorry.
He always called it the dirty OC. Hated his life. Hated his life, honestly.
Oh,
And he eventually I work for a different company, and I got a good reference for him, and he actually moved over, and he was there for almost 10 years at that job, like a city job.
Yeah.
He was sad. He could have retired there, but he said, I'm getting out. Can't do it. I have another friend who's actually a musician in town who was a bus driver. He posted on like online his resignation letter or some shit, and he like threw it in the fire, like right on thing. He's like, never again.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
so-
insane. And you know, like, the thing is, our beef isn't with the bus drivers, because a lot of them are super nice. I mean, some
they're
of them.
just people who've got a job.
Exactly. Yeah, we really don't think that they're part of the issue, unless they're the rude ones that drive past you and you're like, no,
Yeah.
let me on. But most of them are super chill, and it's just to do with the system. You know, the
Yeah.
system sucks.
Apparently, it's a pretty toxic environment there as well. And I'm not shitting on individual people. I'm just saying, as the giant corporation that is the dirty OC,
Yeah.
you gotta do better.
Well, and I remember like quite a while ago when there like a lot of the reason for like delays and like bus cancellations was because they were mandated to give their drivers their breaks.
Wow.
Like I think that was when I was in college. That was like what was going around on the news was like everything is slow because the union is enforcing the breaks for the drivers now.
Right.
And I just can't think of like any other major city in Ottawa where it would be acceptable to have a form of transportation that does not do what it's supposed to do. If the transportation system in Toronto was like it is here, the city would break down. It wouldn't function, you know? And I think it's just ridiculous that in the capital of Canada, it takes an hour to get from one side of the city to the other. I mean, like, especially with the weather that we get, it's ridiculous. And sometimes
also like the terrible infrastructure for walking and the terrible infrastructure of like how the bus stops are set up and how inaccessible they are for some people. It's just kind of insane that the entire thing keeps evolving the way it does.
Did you get any like traction or any reaction from that song from anybody? Like
I think so.
that up in the powers that be?
Oh, no.
Well, we haven't gotten sued yet,
Okay.
and like we have T-shirts of OC Transpo Sucks.
Yeah, so that's
So-
a win. That every day we don't get sued is a really good day, because we're waiting for it. But they just don't care, probably. They don't have enough money. They're
Yeah,
like, we
I
got to
guess
get
so.
ridership up before we can sue these fuckers.
They'll wait till you make some money, then they'll come after you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When they get out of all the debt they've put themselves in from
Right.
the LRT.
I always say sometimes the best thing that can sometimes the worst thing that can happen is you'll get sued. Sometimes the best thing that can happen is you'll get sued.
Right? Local
Yeah.
Ottawa band gets sued. Headlines.
By
Next thing
local
you know,
Ottawa,
Please
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
let's not
Seth
manifest that.
Myers.
Yeah.
That would be sick. Honestly.
So who wrote that song?
Well, like,
Joint effort for sure.
yeah, joint effort. We we write our songs very communally. If you look at the songwriting credits on Spotify, we all get equal credit, you know, because everyone contributes different things, whether it's lyrics or riffs or bass lines, drum parts. Like, we all have our own forte, though, definitely.
Cool. So in the liner notes, all songs by Passenger Princess then.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how Queen
that's
does
cool.
it, and I think that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, you can't start pulling the big ego thing. This is
Yeah.
my song and that's his song. and
Exactly.
her
Just
song
like
and their
Tragically
song.
Hip, too. Yeah,
I
you
think
can't
so.
do
It's
that.
like, even if you bring the words, they change to the music. Like, it's all like a it's a band. Like, why are you in a band if you're billing yourself like a solo artist, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
you did it together.
And like, even if I wrote the lyrics, it's like, would this song exist if Kaidan hadn't, fed me this riff or etc.? Like, it wouldn't have.
What better segue at this point in the podcast, talking about OC Transpo Sucks, than to play OC Transpo Sucks?
Let's do it.
Would you like
do
to
it.
give it an actual an intro?
Come on, Kaidan. Speak into the microphone.
You need to get some airtime.
Let's get it, Kaidan.
Say OC Transpo Sucks. I don't know.
This is OC Transpo Sucks.
By Passenger Princess. Right here on Ego and Vice. A dictionary I found online defines a passenger princess as a pretty girl that has no other job but to look pretty in the passenger seat while her sneaky significant other drives.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Well, in our case,
Yeah, in our case,
the girls are the only ones.
Yeah, we're the ones
who
that can drive. We've got the passenger princes over here.
Yeah. So that's where the name comes from. Actually, we came up with it about like just before we did our first show, and because at the time our former bassist couldn't drive.
Yeah,
Corey couldn't
originally
drive. I was the only one who could drive.
It was
so.
supposed to be Grace and the passenger princesses, but I
was?
think I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was. At least I said it once, and then maybe nobody listened to me. But
Corey spoke it once, so it happened.
yeah.
It was never meant to be, but that was kind of the irony because I wanted people to assume like, oh, this is a girl singer, she's the passenger princess, you know, but it's actually all of these, all of the other musicians that can't drive. But Kaidan, in his defense, is learning.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to go for his G2. So.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. So we'll have to change the name.
Well, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
We like sold shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's like, what, do we got to change our merch now?
It's too late.
Yeah.
I
There's
still want to
a-
write a song called Passenger Princess, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, there's also a
100%.
band in Massachusetts called Passenger Princess that made their Instagram account a day before we did.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Well,
so,
you should see my band Goat. Just Google Goat band. It's like I'm number 54 or something like that.
But you guys have the exclamation mark.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though, I find.
Punctuation doesn't help you.
It doesn't. Anyway, just in passwords. So OC Transpo Sucks was the song that I noticed kind of sat in your Bandcamp and in your Spotify for a long time. I guess you guys had other songs when you were playing shows and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right. So when you were playing shows, how were you received? How did it go off? I heard, like I said, I've heard some buzz from this band. So
I don't think we've played a show where we have gotten off stage and felt really, really bad about ourselves, which is nice because everyone told us starting out, you know, you're going to play bad shows. You're going to get off the stage and be like, oh, my God, like that was really let down. Or you're just not going to have a huge turnout. And some shows we didn't have a huge turnout, but it was still good vibes. So I'm super grateful that we've never had like a real... what's the word?
a clunker?
Yeah.
A stinker?
A real stinker. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, we've played shows that are better than some of our other shows, but yeah, like Grace said, there's no show we've played where it's been like, wow, we really suck.
Yeah,
And like,
Yet.
I don't know how many shows we've played, but I think it's been like less than 10 or just about 10.
I think Bronson was 10.
Yeah. And it's like
10?
to only play like,
Yeah.
I guess 10 or so shows and then like get to play at the Bronson Center in Ottawa. It's like pretty awesome.
Yeah, and that was my first show with them. So I was just like,
It was like a Wayne's World. We're not worthy. Not
But you
worthy.
fucking killed it, so.
Exactly.
It's,
thanks, guys. You killed it at the show that I didn't play with you guys that I saw.
Well, there's lots of energy and traction in Ottawa right now for bands, and I think there's a good spotlight on an eye and an eye for bands that are really kind of making a name. And because there's so much going on and everything is so kind of electric in town right now, it's very easy to be seen. You know what I mean? So I haven't seen you guys live yet, but I did watch some YouTube stuff. It looks super fun.
Thank you.
Love the tunes, so I can just imagine that would come across. Congratulations not playing a bad show yet.
Yeah.
It happens though.
It
And
does.
it's okay, and when it does, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones you look back and laugh and learn from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're killing it now and it's just punk rock and you're just doing it for the fun of it, then how can you play a bad show? If you're having fun, how can it be a bad show?
That's the thing. We're just always having fun.
Right.
It's a really good time.
So you started recording new music and you have an EP in the works and you've been releasing songs.
Yeah.
There's been a couple out already. Mid-May, you released Parking Ticket, which is probably, I won't say my favorite song, Passenger Princess song, but it's up there. It's got to be like top 2.
Okay.
I
Nice.
loved, as I was saying off mic, I loved just that one hook because I didn't see it coming. It's like, I got a parking ticket. And then it kind of pauses for a second. And I'm not going to pay it. I was like, perfect. It's perfect. I said, that is the song that needed to be written.
Because why
And
would you?
everybody agrees with that song.
That's what I thought whenever I saw them before I joined too. I was like, that's the line.
Everyone is going to feel a little tug on the heart because of that song.
It's satisfying.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right?
That's our My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah. And then there was Brat just, I guess, a couple weeks ago.
Corey loves Brat.
That song is my baby because
Yeah.
I feel like I've had the most input in that one.
Okay, cool. And the actual EP, I noticed you have an EP release at the Dom on June 21st, and that's
Yep.
when the whole thing's going to come out?
Yeah.
The PPEP.
It's going to come out slightly beforehand. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure when this episode is going to come out, but I think June 18th. So it might be out, might not.
It might be out already
Next Tuesday.
in the future.
Yeah. We also
Next Tuesday. Yeah, this comes out. See, these are the beautiful things I can edit later.
Yeah, exactly.
Next, I usually record on the Monday, and not this Friday, but the following Friday. It just gives me enough time to
Perfect.
put everything
Nice.
together.
So I think it'll be out by then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be out.
Yeah. You just gotta take photos for the artwork and then
Yeah.
throw it up on DistroKid and
Cool.
try to plug it as much as we can.
Yeah.
And these songs, I guess, were the ones that you were playing all along, right? Like, do you have like a big batch of songs that are like? I know recording is time and money and everything. Where did you record the new EP?
We recorded this with so my uncle used to be sound guy for the PM. He recently retired after like 40 years of service, and one of his friends there, James, recorded us, and he's awesome. He has this great home studio, and he really understood us, and he's got such a rich like resume of all his different like the different things he's recorded. He's done bands, he has done live events, political events, so he's the real deal. And he was just super chill. We really vibed. So yeah, we were what did we call the studio again?
I don't know because he changed it a couple
Landmine
times.
Studios? No.
It was like Landmine, and then it was Basement Landmine, and then he sent a video to us recently. And I think it was Burnt Oxygen.
Okay, so it's one of those. Yeah, and it was
I'm just
really
gonna
great.
call it Burnt Oxygen for now. And
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's like your little secret studio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we would love to record with him again because he got us.
And who was he? You said he was an uncle?
This is my uncle's friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he charge you?
Well, my uncle is the best, and he paid for us.
That's the best kind of recording. Right?
Yeah, we got lucky with that one.
He is the patron of Passenger Princess.
Yeah.
And
It's like no, I couldn't.
can I plug him real
The
quick?
Passenger
Absolutely.
Princess.
Okay, because he's in a band too.
Oh, good.
And they're called Power Rage.
And he won't record your band for free, by the way. Just get that out
Yeah,
there.
we have to pay for that. But no, so he's in a band called Power Rage, and they have not started playing shows yet, but it's going to be great. And their lead guitarist is John Ricci from Exciter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so just a little promotion
Look at you
there.
name dropping on Ego and Vice. I tell you, that's what it's all about. Woo, we're big time. Cool. So, the Dom. Have you played the Dom before?
Yes.
Once.
The Dirty Dom?
We
Dirty
played
Dom.
once as Passenger Princess. I played a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a band with my buddy Matt Spag.
I know
yeah.
Matt well.
Yeah, Danny Vancini. We played there a couple times.
Yeah, the Dom is the punk rock bar. Like if you
Yeah.
want to just go and kind of get nasty and your feet stick to the floor, go to the Dom.
Yeah,
That's
Ripcords just played
true.
there.
Yeah, Paul Gott. The very first time I ever played anything, I'm from Thunder Bay, and my very, very first show, my shitty band opened for the Ripcords,
That's awesome.
Whoa.
That's great.
and we did Bad Religion covers
Nice.
That's great.
Nice.
poorly.
Worse religion.
I really appreciate how independent he's kept Ripcords and like just how he's still been pushing the way he has since the 80s. I love it.
You ever been to the Trackside?
I've been wanting to go since I heard about it.
Yeah.
Where is the trackside?
It's
in
Montreal.
Montreal.
It's a
Ooh.
skate park that
Well,
like
Trackside is a very unique place. It's in this kind of industrial kind of area, and it has like a lot of these like houses that a lot of people just kind of squat in. And when you get there, you're like, there's no way this is like a venue. And you walk around this really kind of weird path, and you get in this building, this room. It's big, and then you play punk rock there.
Those are the best ones where you walk. Am I
It's
about to get murdered?
It's an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The very first time I was ever there, it was called the Death House.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it was yeah.
Bad omen.
I hear it's very sketchy, and Death House makes it sound way more sketchy.
It was pretty sketchy,
Yeah.
man.
Now we're playing the Death House tonight.
I got nothing against the place or the people that run it or use it to put people on, and like put shows on. But if you want like contact crack high, enjoy your evening, because shit's floating around that place and you have no idea what it is. So yeah. Anyway, I might be making that up. I might be making some enemies right now. You know what it is though? I think it's almost like, you know, like an Ask a Punk show. Like it's almost like
that's
that.
totally
Like it's
it.
like
Yeah.
privately put on. Like it's not like a venue, like a bar or something. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
like, looking at pictures, it looks like a really sick spot because they have like kind of like the upper balcony. It looks like the
got, like, a
first venue in a
cage.
Guitar Hero game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it'll be like an experience, right? It's like you got to experience it once, and if they ask you to go back, you might be like,
Yeah.
you know,
There's some
maybe-
people.
Like we did it already.
There's some people that I've seen like go back multiple times, and it's only the people who I know would not be afraid to be in those spaces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure it's safe, and you'll get home in one piece. It's an interesting time. That's all it is.
Note to the listener: Corey just made a Guitar Hero reference.
Absolutely canon event for this.
Yeah.
I had to drop it.
Yeah. So put one little score down. That's the first of many, probably.
Okay.
Just wait till Tony Hawk's skate park.
Pro skater, come on.
Whatever.
Skater Pro skate park in the Skater Pro park.
So, what is the future looking like for Passenger Princess? Your 2024 is been busy so far. Big EP drop. What are you looking for the rest of the year? Maybe into next. What's going on? Shows? Are you doing any touring?
Well, we got the show at the Dom on the 21st, and then we have Side by Side Fest July 27th.
I think that's all we have so far.
Yeah, that's all we have booked so far. No tours. Hopefully gonna write more music after this next show, and then maybe do some more recording this year if it works out.
Yeah, that's really the goal. Just to keep going the way that we are going, because I think we've been on a really good upward trend. Just considering like this time last year we were playing our first show, and now we're playing at the Bronson Center, which is really cool. And so I don't think it's something that really any of us expected. So we're very open to whatever the world has for us. And we would love to tour. That would be amazing. Get a nice little greasy band van and just hit the road.
Yeah, that's how it's done. I think once you get on, Bronson Center must have been Scallon, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once you get on Scallon's
Who
radar
else?
and you stay on his good side,
Thank you, Sean.
you'll get lots of great opportunities for sure.
I hope he keeps loving us.
I remember like before our first show, we put out a demo, quote unquote, of OC Transpo Sucks, and like Spectre Sonic reshared that on their Instagram.
We
and
were screeching.
yeah, that was like totally out of nowhere and very unexpected, but he really likes us and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, there's
like
lots to
him.
like for sure, and he's he knows his local stuff, so and beyond. So good for you guys, and you get in good graces with that kind of thing, and opportunities come rolling in, and those opportunities lead to bigger and better things, and that's how you grow. Growth. You will hit the road. And that's as a punk band, are you really in it to make a ton of money? Probably not, but it's
Would be
experience,
nice
right?
to pay your rent every now and then,
Sure.
Yeah.
The gas to the next town.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is usually the
That's
what you're going for.
A bag of Doritos at
Hopefully,
Max Milk.
hopefully you get drink tickets and or food vouchers at this bar.
The Dom does that, which is really nice.
There was like one place that I played in London where they gave $25 of food and drink to every band member, and I think that was like the best like incentive for like food. It's Palisade Social Bowl in London.
Yeah.
Very, very cool place.
I find that if you go to like smaller areas too, if you go to like Peterborough, and you get those like little halls or the little, I can't even remember some of the places we've played, and they'll be like, if it's a bar, it's like you get a pizza, you get 5 beers, and there's like a case of water and a bag of apples in the back, and you're like, fucking apples.
You're like, this is awesome.
That's
This is
awesome,
new.
right?
And you're
Oh my God,
paying us
fresh
too?
food.
yeah.
Yeah.
Real food.
And that-
Oh my God.
And that's one of those stories. It's like, remember like 2 years ago, a guy had a bag of apples. Oh yeah, the apples. That's awesome.
Makes your day.
Cool. So we're gonna play 13 questions with the band, but before we do that, did you have any shout outs or anyone you want to thank or mention?
Kaidan's parents,
Yeah,
all the parents
absolutely.
of the band.
Anne Marie and Paul.
Thank you, Anne Marie and Paul.
Yeah. And I would also like to thank Peter Yurt from Hellbros. And he gave us our first show ever, opening at House of Targ for his band about a year ago. And that was amazing. And also, of course, thank Sean as well.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, for putting us on the map, so to speak.
Yeah, 'cause I think even for that Hope Bros, like when we got offered that show, we had like maybe one song, and it was kind of Peter was like, "Oh, you're gonna like open the show for us," and we're like, "Oh yeah, it's cool, that's cool," and then
And then he did that.
yeah, and then we were like, "Oh man, wouldn't that be crazy if that happened?" And then
And then
like
it happened.
a month later, he's like, "No, you guys are actually playing the show." And it's
Yeah, he was like,
"Oh,
"So what do you
shit."
think of this for a poster?" And we were like, "We have 2 songs, Peter." He was like, "Well, get to writing." I also want to thank like every single person that comes to our shows, especially the regular attendees. It is so nice when you put on a show and you're like, "Oh, what if no one comes?" But then you see those familiar faces in the audience. Anybody who listens to us, anybody who gets our streams up on Spotify is just really, I'm a huge fan of theirs. I think that is super sweet to listen to our recordings.
And on that note, everyone who has seen the shows before I played was very, very nice. So double thank you for that.
There we go.
Well, it is a community, and if you're part of it, you know, you can only help each other grow and get better. And if you can't sell out your own hometown, what are you going to do on the road? Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's good. It's good.
I also want to thank these guys for finding me and just randomly asking me to jam.
Thank you
Well,
for being
thank-
our back.
They saw you swinging from the rafters.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Said,
Yeah.
somebody get that person down.
and like when it goes to for bands, it's like just look through all the people that you've recorded with because like there's so many great bands in Ottawa right now, and if we named off all of them, it would take like another hour. So
Yeah.
I
We
think
could go on.
Yeah, there's been a couple in where I had to edit it down because I said just kind of go thanks everybody.
Yeah.
and then but I gotta thank this guy.
Yeah.
And it was like 24 minutes of like thanking bands.
Thanking.
But there's
Yeah.
so many active bands, so many awesome active bands that deserve thanks and praise. But you
There's
know
just
who you
so
are.
many bands.
Yeah.
So many bands,
Yeah.
and they're all so cool, and we want to be friends with all of them.
Yeah, and
Ottawa
it's like
scene
I
is
said,
tight.
it is. It's a big community, and if you want to know who these bands are that we're just saying thanks everyone, go back through the Ego and Vice catalog. They're all there.
Yes.
And you can get to know them too. Listen to their music and share their music because that's how we share local and support local.
Yeah.
I have a game called 13 Questions with the Band.
Nice.
Are you ready to play?
absolutely.
Yes. Kaidan, we have to share the mic.
Time for 13 questions with the band. Yes, this segment's back again. It's called 13 questions, but I only asked 6, maybe 5. Okay, we're back. This is 13 questions with Passenger Princess. Each of you, I will ask you the question, and you can rapid fire answer, or you can answer any way you want. If it goes too long, I'm going to cut you off.
All right.
It's my show. I'll do what I want. No, I'm just kidding. Kind
You
of.
should.
Anyway.
As
Won't
you
have to
should.
cut Kaidan off.
All right, so I wrote some new questions, which I'm going to mix with my old questions because I thought they were getting a little tired. So you might, if you listen to the show, you might hear a couple of new ones, which is okay. Vic, what was the first Vic, what was the first music that moved you?
That moved me. I've always been a musical kind of person growing up. Like my parents met at a karaoke bar. So like they were in their 20s in the 90s in Ottawa around. They weren't like I think in any bands or anything that they've told me about, but they were always around. And then I didn't grow up in the city, but yeah, music like any type of music that I listened to was always like moving me in some way, like physically, I guess.
One Direction.
Well, yeah, that was my answer too.
So real.
For me, when I was a little kid, it was 3 Days Grace. Like, I don't know, like 10-year-old me thought 3 Days Grace was the coolest thing. They are pretty cool.
There's the Peterborough
Still
thing
are.
coming back too. How about that?
Hmm.
They're from Peterborough. Did you from Peterborough? Yeah.
Yeah. And middle school, I got into Iron Maiden. They're still my favorite band. But
He loves Tool.
I
He
don't.
does love Tool.
There's a
It's his
joke in the
favorite.
band where
It's his
I
favorite.
hate Tool.
Don't listen to him. He really
Uh,
loves Tool.
Yeah, but the music that made me want to play guitar was Megadeth.
Hmm.
Specifically Hangar 18.
Dave Mustaine or who's the guitar player at that time?
Marty Friedman?
Marty Friedman. There you go. With the solo.
Yeah.
The guy was nuts. Anyway, fluent in Japanese, by the way.
Yeah, he lives in Japan now.
Yeah. Amazing.
For me, it was either Sum 41's Does This Look Infected? I remember being like a little kid listening to that on a CD Walkman in like my underwear and just fucking air guitaring. Or because I really like video games, it was Hot Wheels Turbo Racing had Metallica's Fuel as the intro. And I never
That's
skipped
so
it.
fucking fire.
I never skipped the intro. I listened to that bitch every single time.
Yeah. It's amazing how many people really, really, when I think, what was the first music you remember? They'll be like, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the soundtrack.
That too, yeah.
Guitar
Okay.
Hero soundtrack.
Back to Vic. What was the first concert you ever went to as a fan?
Avril Lavigne when I was 10 years old.
She invented punk rock. Did you know
She
that?
did.
Yeah,
she
and
so
skateboarding.
did. She so did.
We
She,
still haven't covered
and
any of her
skateboarding.
songs.
Wow.
skate culture rests on Avril Lavigne's shoulders.
First concert I ever went to as a fan was Avicii, the DJ, the Swedish DJ. Rest in peace.
When I was a little kid, my mom took me and my brother to see 3 Days Grace, and I thought it was the coolest thing.
It is.
I'm sensing a theme.
One of the first things that I can remember was being in high school when Disturbed's Asylum came out, and I went and saw it was Disturbed, Korn. It was supposed to be like 3 other bands, but like 2 of them didn't show up. So, yeah, but that album so good, still so good.
Cool. All right. Next question is, Vic, what is your favorite song today?
My favorite song today, like, okay, this one, it's a little off base. Your Graduation by Modern Baseball has been my #1 song on Spotify the last 3 years.
So that would probably count for today as well.
Yes.
Very good.
I think I've listened to it twice today.
I'm really digging Salad by Blonde Shell. It's a great song, and she is awesome.
Cool.
Today, my favorite song is Pints of Guinness Make You Strong by Against Me. It's been on repeat for like 3 days since I heard it the first time.
Nice.
Oh, I'm trying to look through my like songs on Spotify to just find something.
That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, I don't know. Destroy Boys Boy Feel is like actually really
Ooh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one just came out.
yeah.
Cool. I love Laura Jane Grace. I love the new acoustic kind of acoustic record she just put out.
She's amazing.
That song, "Give Up the Ghost." Fuck, that was my entire winter on out at Tremblant on the snowboard.
Also,
It bookended my entire like day,
Yeah.
like start and end. What?
Neon Ghost House, piece of shit. That's gonna be on my rotation for quite a while.
Cool, man. Local.
Yeah.
I dig that. Shout out to Neon Ghost House, wherever you are. Okay, Vic, what is your desert island record? Like, if you got stuck on a desert island for 10 years and you could only bring like one album, what would it be?
Paradise by Broadside.
Sweet.
Kaidan, go first.
Ride the Lightning by Metallica.
You
Nice.
stole my answer again, you piece of shit.
Corey, go first.
If I can cheat, Guitar Hero 2 soundtrack. If I can't cheat, I'll go Master of Puppets, because this asshole.
This is such a hard question. I'm going to say U2 War.
Nice. Old school. And since you're trapped on a desert island, Ride the Lightning, you can listen to Escape and Dream. The one Metallica song that they disowned, didn't they? They played it live like twice or something. Once.
Yeah, it was once for, it was like a 20-year anniversary for Ride the Lightning where they played it front to back.
By sheer fan demand.
It's funny, too, because like they went to play it and they wanted to skip playing it, but they kind of had to, so.
It's not that bad. It's vintage Metallica. It's great. All right. Okay, Vic. What is your favorite rainy day music when you're feeling down?
I listen to a lot of sad folk whenever it's a rainy day.
Cool.
I will be circulating Preacher's Daughter by Ethel Cain. She is my favorite Midwestern emo queen. I love her so much.
I really like Chelsea Wolfe. Very goth, gloomy, dark, acoustic sometimes. Just a lot of good stuff.
Cool.
For me, it is the Glorious Sons live acoustic album. It's like Longboat Hall or something.
All right. Vic, what do you listen to pick you back up?
Midwest emo, probably. Like a Mom Jeans is a good pick me up from the rainy day.
I really dig Bruno Mars. He's just so exciting and in such a good mood. 24 Karat Magic is a really good record. And yeah, he's incredibly talented.
I gotta say that this is the most eclectic, fan of music in one band that I've ever. Like, we go from Ride the Lightning to Hangar 18 by Metallica to Bruno Mars
And One Direction. Don't forget
One
them.
Direction, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
no wonder Passenger Princess sounds exactly like it does. I don't know.
It makes sense
Yeah,
when you put all of those together.
Hey man, it works.
To add to that, my new recent obsession is ABBA, and that's what I listen to. If I need to pick me up, I love ABBA. Mamma Mia, like, ooh.
Sometimes you just got to go back to the classics. You know what I mean?
And we'll be covering that
Yeah,
soon.
Yeah.
What's the first No Bro record? I'm not sure, but No Bros for sure is like my pick me up. Like that shit drives me insane.
Cool.
He climbs walls.
Okay, we got a couple more questions. If you had a time machine and you could go back to any historical music event, what would it be?
When one of the girls from Mamas and Papas was eating a banana because they wanted her to lip sync, so she just started eating a banana on TV.
And that.
I've mentioned this already, but the Replacements. I'd go back to any one of their shows, especially one of the more rambunctious ones where they were super drunk and forgot all the lyrics and started throwing stuff off stage. Yeah.
All right.
Seattle 1992 Metallica. I'd go back there.
You were so close to stealing it again. 1989 live shit binge and purge for sure.
I used to have I think I still do. I had like the 3 DVD set of that. Was that what it was? That was an And Justice for All tour?
Yeah.
All right. Vintage Hetfield.
Oh, so good. And Jason Newsted on
Newsted,
Jesus.
right? Yeah, right. Okay. I guess you can all kind of collectively answer this. Who would Passenger Princess love to open for?
The Dirty Nil.
Yes.
The Dirty Nil.
Yeah, that'd be a cool one.
But also, if you guys have other answers, shoot.
Destroy Boys would be really, really, really cool, but I feel like they're so famous now.
They got huge.
They're so famous now.
Scowl would be pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say Metallica again, but Metallica
Stole my
again.
answer.
Answer all of these questions with Metallica.
Pink Shift would be awesome because I also love that record.
Or
Love Me
Vile.
Forever. Or Vile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like a festival you've just booked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the works.
Sean, get
Angry
on it.
Women plus Metallica Festival.
Are they angry at Metallica or
Probably.
All right.
There we go.
2 more quick questions. If you could have a drink with anybody, alive or dead, who would it be?
Stevie Nicks.
I am also
Easy.
going to be at that drink.
Same.
Easy. She's got shit to say.
I'd probably go with Lemmy, honestly.
Oh yeah.
They're the same person. Corey and Kaidan are the same person.
I don't know. I'll go sad answer and say my grandfather. Because
That's nice.
That's
That's
real.
sweet. That is sweet.
Or Chapel Roan. I just want to hear her
Yes.
talk.
She's so cool.
Just talk at me, please.
Or maybe my dog, if he could speak, I would get a drink with him.
Imagine what he'd say. All right, the very last question of 13 questions with Passenger Princess is, who is Passenger Princess?
some fucking idiots from Ottawa.
I can go with that. That
Here
works.
we have a second.
So true.
Corey's answer is pretty good, but I would say we are just a bunch of
Just some guys
people-
being dudes.
Yeah, just some
Yeah.
guys being dudes, just
some
some
guys
girls being
being
gals.
Just some friends playing music,
Yeah,
you know?
just some friends playing music, and we really love music. It's a classic answer. That was the hardest one. That was the
And-
hardest question.
And you are Ottawa's #1 anti-bus punk rock band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
We
Thank
wear
you
that
so
title.
much for being on Ego and Vice. I had a great chat, and it was great meeting
Thank
all
you
you
for
guys.
having
Thank
us.
you
Thank
so
you very
much
much
for
for
having
having
us.
No problem. I wish you nothing but the best in the future.
Thank
Any
you.
final words?
Go stream Ottawa music.
Yeah.
5th Neon Ghost House, Bainzine,
Teenage Fiction, Space Between,
Guest room status.
Guest Room Status, Out by
Victor
Lucy.
Complex, Hunt Club,
Ooh.
No
Yeah.
Hits.
Yeah. Blank Notion.
I've opened the can of worms. ahead.
Yeah.
Get ready for 24 minutes of name dropping.
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 shakes.
Anyway,
Wait, I'm doing something.
have a great rest of the year.
Thank
you
you.
very
much.
Once I start to drive by, I know I'm never gonna stop. And once I set my sights on you, I know there will be blood. And once I start to bleed from an axe to the head, the shocks are gonna come for every drop of this lead. Once I start loving you, well, that's bad news. Throw your money out the window. Your face lit up from that fireside glow. Tongue so black, speak your evil. Arson girl is coming for you. Arson girl is coming for you. Once I start to drive by, I know the way to your house. And let me tell you, if I was you, I'd stay inside my car. And once I pull the sacks out of my head, I'm gonna lead you right back to your shed. We both know this violent delights have violent ends. Throw your money out the window. Your face lit up from that fireside glow. Tongue so black, speak your evil. This arson girl is coming for you. Arson girl is coming for light you on fire. Light you on fire. Light you on fire. I'm gonna light you on fire. Throw your money out the window. Your face lit up from that fireside glow. Tongue so black, speak your evil. This arson girl is coming for you. Arson girl is coming for you.
Hey, that's the end. That's all she wrote. That's episode 137. I'd really like to thank Passenger Princess for coming into Southwood Studio, sitting down and having a really fun conversation about themselves. Hey, but that's what I offer, and that's what we want. I wish them nothing but the best. Awesome people, fun conversation. If you want to get a hold of me, you can always reach me at egoandvice@gmail.com. If you want to listen to the podcast, go to egoandvicepodcast.com. As I always say, it's the home base. Every link to everything you use, people listen to, there it is. egoandvicepodcast.com. In the meantime, that's it for me. I'll see you next week. Later.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.